Hello, welcome to the Enginerdy Show. This is Mr. Pold.
I'm St. Jimmy.
And I have to stop looking myself in the video.
Yes, stop licking yourself in the video. That's where all the hairballs are coming from.
Oh, if I want hairballs, I'd do this side of the arm.
Yeah.
You know you're old when the hair on this side of your arm is longer than the hair on the other side.
So you've been old since you were 2?
Yes. I'm an old soul.
You know, you're hairy.
He's old for his age.
Yes.
I, on the other hand, tell people I'm young for my age because they're often surprised
I'm modal for my
that
age.
I'm my age.
They think you're younger or older.
They think I'm younger than my
People often
actual
think
age.
I'm younger than DVD.
Yeah. Although, yes.
Thanks for joining us for this week's show about culture, technology, news, and media.
Is that what we're about?
Yep.
Groovy.
Our fake sponsor this week is Gorilla Cheese Sandwich, now with gorilla chunks in the cheese.
Oh.
No living gorillas were injured in the making of this cheese.
That saves a lot of time. You know, dicing gorillas is a lot of work.
No living gorillas were injured in the making of this cheese.
Well,
They weren't living.
Not for long.
It'd be really bad to cut them up for a living. They'd fight back.
That's what makes it so difficult.
Yes.
And delicious. And nutritious.
It's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Sure.
Pre-chunked gorillas in your cheese.
I think gorilla cheese sandwiches include sliced bread.
Are you sure they didn't just milk the gorillas to make the cheese?
Oh.
Try this new gorilla cheese.
It's 100% organic.
It's gluten. Stop there.
Many milkers were harmed in
Gluten-free.
the making of this cheese.
Can you make cheese out of any kind of milk that comes from an animal?
I don't know.
Wait, they have almond milk. Do they have almond cheese?
I doubt it.
That'd be awesome.
I don't think almond milk cheeses.
Are you sure?
Tune into our new YouTube channel, Will It Cheese?
What about soy cheese?
Soy.
Yo, soy cheese. Oh, wait.
Yo, soy cheese.
What does that mean?
That means I am cheese.
Coconut cheese? Hmm?
It could
Milk
happen.
of magnesia cheese.
Magnesia
Blue.
cheese.
Does that actually have milk in it?
No, I don't think so.
I
I think
have
it's called
blue
milk of
cheese.
magnesia.
Hey, that's
because-
where blue cheese comes from. Star Wars.
From blue milk?
Yes.
Hey, there's chocolate milk. Can you make chocolate cheese?
Ooh.
Tell us strawberry cheese. Now you're talking.
Ooh.
This Cheese Talk brought to you by Enginerdy Show at cheesetalk.com.
Is that a real thing?
No,
I
it could be.
been driving my pickup to work all week, and
Noticed.
I got a thumbs up one day on the way home
From?
Oh.
from a guy in a classic convertible Beetle,
Wow.
Volkswagen Beetle.
He's like, man, I remember my car's
Did you
new
run
and one
over
of those
him?
trucks pulled
No.
pulled me out of a ditch.
I was just driving up the hill, and this guy's like giving me this huge thumbs up. I was like,
So, I was looking at Baja Beetles, like off-roading Beetles online today.
uh-huh.
Do you think that would
Are
be
the-
a good or bad idea for Devin's off-roading adventure?
Are those bigger or smaller than
You
Dung
mean-
Beetles?
Master Zed.
Master Zed, based on what we did last
I
summer,
think those are more for sand.
you could get some with some pretty big suspension.
Well, it'd probably be fine.
And I've got trucks to pull me out.
Yeah.
Just have to have like pad
And
eyes
even if you
welded
tip
on.
over, it's not that heavy. We could just
Right,
roll you back over.
They got one with a nice roll cage in it.
Yeah.
With knives attached? Oh, wait, no. That'd
Why-
defeat the purpose.
A knife roll cage.
That seems like a really bad idea.
You can have it like those egg
You'll-
slicers.
Think
Metal
how
is so
carefully you'll
expensive,
drive.
So I just got PVC and painted it shiny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's fine.
It'll work. It just makes you drive more carefully.
It does? Oh.
Yeah.
Because if you get in a rollover, you're sliced and diced, just like the gorilla chunks in the cheese.
It's like Adam Carolla has this theory that people drive so poorly now because their cars are so safe.
Oh, that's probably
But if you
true.
just put like every 500th car has a spike instead of an airbag,
Oh.
people would drive more carefully.
I've never had airbags deploy in a vehicle I'm in, and I've been in some pretty big accidents.
Yeah, but you've mostly had older cars until somewhat recently.
Or our minivans had airbags.
Oh, that's true.
Airbags, supposedly.
But they never went off.
No.
Huh. I've never been in an airbag deploying situation.
I guess by the time I was in the accidents, I was going slow enough that
Yeah, they deploy after when you're above a certain speed.
I was able to stop completely on one of them before I got rammed from behind and pushed into the truck ahead of me.
Right.
The other time I was barely not able to stop and then got hit from behind from the guy that couldn't stop behind me.
There was a Final Destination movie where a chick's in a car and she's like trapped in there because it's kind of crushed and there's like a jagged pipe behind her head. And when they try to yank the door open, the airbag goes off
I don't
and
think that's how it work.
pushes her head into the spike. And I was like, that wouldn't happen.
It's just like the Naked Gun when the airbag goes off and it fills up his entire car. And then
Yeah. Well, didn't one go off in the beginning of Dumb and Dumber and it just stayed deployed? It's like,
Or like a TV show I just watched where a guy's carjacking another guy, and so the guy driving like rams the car into another car, and the airbags go off, and the carjacker's like, "Okay, are you done now? Let's go." And he had to like push the bag down so he could drive.
so it's more accurate.
It seemed like it, but I've never been in the airbag deployed accident either.
I think they deflate pretty quickly.
Yeah, this showed it deflating instantly
Mm-hmm.
after it
I don't think it's
deployed.
like a balloon, right? I mean, it's such a violent action of it opening that it forms, but I think there's flaps where that.
Right.
This is the.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Let's try it out.
Who's got a car? Your truck's not going to work. It's too old.
I actually drove my wife's truck here.
Oh,
but
okay. That would work then.
we're not
Let's do
going to
it.
do that in it.
Speaking of car accidents, did you hear about the self-driving Uber car that killed a pedestrian?
Just
Yep.
for the, okay, it was a pedestrian. I wasn't sure if it was
Yeah.
somebody in the car.
No, it was somebody
But-
crossing
So I
jaywalking.
saw the video.
So blaming all.
It happened at night. It showed the video from the front of the car. You did not see the lady with the bicycle till the last possible second.
She was dressed in black.
She wasn't dressed in black.
I think she was like supposedly pushing a bicycle or something.
Yes, across the middle of the road with not in a crosswalk.
Jaywalking.
but Even from the video, it looked like even if a human driver was driving, they would not have
So
Seen her.
stopped
the,
in time.
the fact that
But
somebody getting killed by a self-driving car is news means that it doesn't happen very often.
Well, the thing that they're looking at is why didn't the sensors see her? Even though it was dark, the car's sensors should still
Yeah,
be able
it's
to
not-
pick up.
The LiDAR
should've
doesn't
had-
depend on the
So they're trying to
ambient
figure out
light.
why
They should have had
car
the candy
didn't-
shell design where when you break through, you stick to it, because most of the injury usually comes from
rolling
not
off.
when you hit the car,
getting
but hitting
run
the
over.
ground afterwards. So that way you stick to the car, and then the self-driving car just drives you to the hospital.
Well, they're
Where they
also
kill you off with a giant spatula.
they're also making a point that the operator in the self-driving car was not watching the road.
Oh, that's illegal. I think.
well, actually,
so there was somebody in the car.
that's illegal. That's for cars that are semi-autonomous, but this one
Oh.
was fully autonomous. It was just had a tester in there. It was being tested. It wasn't.
They didn't
It was
have
an
a
Uber.
passenger.
I heard a good point on Joe Rogan. He's like, maybe we should stick these on a track somewhere and just let them drive with like obstacles popping out and just set it to go for.
That was the first stage of testing.
And they still, so they're still doing it? Because I want to see like
I don't know.
a car all the way through its life cycle. So you see what happens to the sensors as they age, as they get weather on them.
So you want self-driving cars not to show up for another 40, 50 years?
You think it'd take that long?
I don't know.
I think you drive them nonstop, you would have results pretty quick.
I got weather on me today.
Did you? I
Yeah.
did too. I was cleaning a mass airflow sensor and it started raining.
I was cleaning out my gutters when it started raining.
That's apropos.
I was just walking somewhere.
Oh.
Blaming on the rain.
So this is a story. I went to the store after work. I knew it was going to rain soon. And so I...
Rain soon? Is that like a monsoon? But
kind of, yeah. And
Rain on me.
I knew my gutters were kind of choked.
yeah.
Because I had gone up on the roof to remove all the branches, stray branches from the roof. And so I saw the gutters are pretty choked with pine needles and such, pine cones and stuff. So right after work,
Pineapples.
I went to the store to go get some gloves because I I've made the mistake before of just using my bare hands, and that's not a good idea.
No.
Because there's stuff in there that will irritate
Yes.
your skin. Anyway, I was looking for those latex dishwashing gloves, the big ones. So I was thinking those will be, I'm not going to be cutting
The problem is
through those
if you grab something that's wet and then lift like this to go put it someplace, it runs down into your glove, and then you go like this and it runs back inside. I know I've done that.
So the only dishwashing gloves I could find were extremely sexist.
Were they like pink?
So they had colors like that with like frilly patterns on them and stuff, but that wasn't the sexist part. The sexist part is it says one size fits all, and I held it up next to my hand. I'm like, my hand is not fitting in that.
It stretches.
It's like, what, are they only expecting women to wash dishes? Come on, man. Yeah. So I looked a little harder and went to the automotive section and found a package of 20, I think it was nitrile gloves, but they were thick enough that I didn't worry they would.
Yeah, when I did it
last time, 20 of them should be thick enough.
Yeah, right. I wore the gloves like that, and about halfway through, I noticed that my fingers were going through.
Yeah, because I saw some of those too, but I got the thicker.
It also works kind of nice with gutters as like a 9-iron. If you stand on the roof and just like scoop with it,
or a 9-year-old.
See, I was just putting the ladder up next to the roof and then just scooping out and putting it in a bucket.
I've done that method.
I don't want to just throw it on the ground and make it look ugly.
I want to get covers for my gutters. I'm sick of cleaning them out. So I might just buy some
Speaking of
metal.
yard work, so my wife and I bought a lawnmower last weekend. We bought one of those newfangled battery-powered ones.
Yeah, they're nice.
And
I'd get one as soon as my stupid Craftsman gas would die. I've had it for like 15 years, and I've never changed the oil on it. And it's still going.
So I started mowing the lawn the other day, and I was just about done with the front yard when my wife got home. And she says, I want to try it out. So she mowed the back and the side yard.
Nice.
So,
all one charge? Nice.
Yeah. Plenty of charge.
I was using a battery-powered chainsaw on a stick.
Oh, yeah?
Yesterday.
And it ran out of battery?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's small. It's like the blade's like this big. It's for limbing or whatever. So I actually have a madrona tree I have to cut down as it's dead.
Have you been limbing it then?
I'd limbed off an end of one of the big branches, maybe a 3.5-inch diameter branch. I took down. But then it seems like every fourth branch, I need to carry my Allen wrench with me because the chain comes off.
Oh.
So then I have to take the cover off. It has 2 Allen wrenches.
So did you buy this chainsaw?
My wife did.
Oh.
She bought it a while ago, I think last season. I actually want to buy a chainsaw. There's some nice electric ones. They're like 15 amp, 18-inch blades that are like $87. So they're not expensive.
And you get one that has the same battery as your lawnmower.
That would be cool. Be heavy. How heavy is the lawnmower one?
It's not too heavy.
It's like...
Because what for the
That's not a weight,
like...
that's a volume.
That's how much you'd expect something this big as a battery to weigh.
But it's kind of cool. I mean, it has like 3 different...
I know that's helpful for our listeners.
3 different like 4-foot extension things, so you can get it like 10 feet long.
Wow.
Oh.
It's good for jousting.
Yeah, you could do that. Bicycle jousting with the
long-distance
electric
zombie.
chainsaw. Yeah, assault. That'd be good. You cut through the branch pretty good. It's kind of fun, except for I got my safety glasses out, put them on, and they're like all scratched up.
Oh.
They just got thrown in my toolbox.
Mm.
So I did it without. But the
Rookie
wind is
move.
blowing, it was like spraying back like sawdust at me. So
Nice. You could have moved the others, the lead.
I could have done that. But that involved walking 8 feet.
Well, that's not worth it then.
It's not worth it. You have to be careful when you cut the limb like that off. This still has all the little limbs off of it. It will hit and then bounce.
Oh.
And it kind of bounced towards me, so I had to retreat slightly.
Run away!
I also bought one of those extended grabber things with the trigger
Yeah,
on
with
it.
the dinosaur head on it. Yeah.
It doesn't have a dinosaur head. It's got like a claw.
The claw!
Yeah.
Or is it Inspector Gadget?
I'll get you next time,
Well,
Gadget.
I found I'm at an age where bending over to pick up things off the lawn
Old.
yeah can do number on my back. So I got one of these grabber things, so I don't have to bend over to pick up all these little branches. Because my house is surrounded on two sides by pine trees, and every time the wind blows,
There's your
of
first
the pine
problem.
trees fall off and into the yard.
I feel your pain.
So
don't get stuff on my roof.
lucky.
Yeah, short trees.
I
Yeah.
got a short house.
Well, the only tall trees are cedars. They don't
I'm
drop
getting a phone
stuff.
call from the official mother of the Enginerdy Show.
What?
Oh. Hello.
She's official?
Oh, you didn't put
Hello?
on speaker?
You're on the podcast.
You're on with the Enginerdy Show. Go,
We have
caller.
our first call in.
Woo!
What are you talking about?
You're on the podcast.
We're
You're
recording.
doing podcasts.
We're recording right now.
Yes, we are recording as we speak.
Am I on the podcast now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your question caller.
Okay, I have a comment then about your show, guys.
Sorry,
Oh,
Bob.
okay.
I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller. I've been listening to you guys for about 5 years.
Wow, that's
It's longer than I've been listening.
I found out it's kind of dangerous to listen to your podcast while I'm driving my car.
Oh, because we make you
Uh-oh.
laugh so much.
Because, yes, yesterday morning...
You need to buy our new car catheter.
That I had tears coming down my face.
Oh.
And I almost had to pull over because I was laughing so hard. You guys are so silly. I don't know what was up with you last week.
This is a great first call. Huh?
Yeah. We should have more callers. I hope this comes through on the microphone.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm sorry I didn't realize you were podcasting because it's Wednesday.
Well,
Jimmy's fault.
it's my fault.
He's getting me in a pattern, though, because this is 2 weeks in a row.
Well, next week I guarantee I will not make you guys record on Wednesday.
And what are you doing for next week's podcast?
You're going to be here, right?
Yeah.
You want to guest host with us? You have to say yes, because we're on there.
He's asking if you want to be the guest host next week.
I have children I'll be responsible for.
We can do it early enough.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Make Peyton watch them.
I will be. I would love to be if we can figure out what to do about my children that I will be responsible for.
Yeah, just record earlier
There you go.
and they can hang out here and play with the...
I was just
The
going to
boys.
send Peyton in another direction.
Oh, yeah, that would work too. Peyton could just go to watch them there at my house.
Okay.
We'll
that
talk
sounds like we have a
logistics.
plan.
Nice.
So do you want me to call you back tomorrow, or...
Yeah, I do need to talk to you about something.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll talk tomorrow.
All right.
Stay nerdy.
Fun show.
Okay, thanks.
Live long and nerdy.
Bye.
All right, bye.
I hope that came through. Otherwise, it's going to be
Weird.
really weird to listen to.
Wow, our first call-in.
Yeah.
If not, we'll just have to dub in like a call in.
I am not doing that tomorrow when I edit this. Yeah, so I guess I should say we're recording early because I'm going on a trip on Friday. So this is going to be uploaded
Early?
3 days early.
Ooh.
Liberia?
Monrovia?
Slovakia.
Oh, we haven't started that yet.
I'm getting ready.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I bought a shop vac.
What?
Ooh, we're buying all kinds of power
So
tools.
my previous shop vac, my wife bought. It's like an 1.5-inch diameter hose. It's like this big. And I've been researching new
It's
shop
pink
vacs,
and it has
It is
like
not.
frilly things.
It's got frilly.
but it was rather small.
Oh.
But while researching this new shop vac, I realized the one she got me was basically just for dust. And I've been trying to vacuum other things with it. So
Like popcorn?
small.
I got one that was large
animals.
Small
enough
rocks.
that when I pulled it out of the
Gravy.
box, my wife's like, "That's too big. We got to take it back." It's like industrial. I was like, "And your point is?"
Yeah.
2.5-inch diameter hose.
Nice.
Awesome.
It is awesome. 6 horsepower, 10 gallon. The thing will suck the paint off your house and give your family a permanent orange afro.
Nice.
Sounds dangerous.
It sucks a lot.
I would hope so.
It sucks so much.
To be careful with your dog, you might suck him up.
Not only did I vacuum my car out, but then I went after the Fiero.
Nice.
Front.
And then he vacuumed all the gravel off his driveway.
It now has no seats.
All the upholstery is gone.
And it runs at such a volume that you don't need hearing protection. Like the other one is such a high-pitched.
Oh, because it makes you
Engine sound?
instantly deaf? Oh,
What?
opposite. Never mind.
It's quieter.
It's quieter.
Oh,
Nice.
Or a lower pitch, at least. So I vacuumed up the old one. And
You vacuumed the old vacuum.
I'm actually getting rid of the old one.
Nice.
Because that was our agreement. That
That's a
I
good
would get rid
idea.
of the old one. So this is my third shop vac I've had.
Mm.
Yep. Pretty proud of it. That's pretty much it. I'm just bragging about my new vacuum. I did get in trouble talking about it because we're at big box store, home improvement store,
Mm-hmm.
and I just put it in the cart. And we were walking by, and I stopped and looked at some air tools because I got a compressor last summer, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have any air tools for it, so I wanted to get some. She's like, "We already got you a toy." I was like, "Yeah, but you're not telling me. I'm not telling you that you can't get one. We just got you a vacuum."
Oh,
Like, not the one I'd gotten. She got mad because I said the vacuum was hers. I was like, "Well, you said this was my vacuum and it was my toy. How's
His
that
and her
different?"
vacuums.
Anyway,
yeah, I
That
gotta
was-
share my.
as soon
toy
as I
with my
said
wife.
that, I thought this was not a good idea.
Bad idea.
So I figured I might as well double
Reverse,
down. And said, I had
reverse.
the washing machine and the dryer.
I
I
get you
bought
all
you
these.
those dishwashing gloves.
and this nice mat in front of the sink.
Abort.
Danger, Will Robinson.
I figured at a certain point, if you then change your tone of your voice, keep on going, and she might think it's a joke.
Mm.
Doesn't she think everything you say is a joke?
You'd think so at this point.
That's how I operate with you.
Good. Excellent.
So, should we do some nerdy
Let's
culture?
do it.
I think we should.
So, we talked about playing Geographact.
And that's nerdiculture.
On to
I'm going to show the viewing audience what it looks like. Oh no, it's got moose ears.
Antlers, maybe?
you'd have to look on
What, those are called
YouTube.
antlers?
I just thought they had really weird ears. Their antenna.
So,
They get.
Don't show your rack on the show.
what I thought we would do... Sorry, Mom? Oh, I stole your line.
He did.
What I thought we would do is I would have you guys versus me.
Oh.
Oh,
And
we gotta team up.
you would get the gray cards,
High hand touch.
which are the general knowledge cards.
Okay.
And then you guys would pick out countries,
Pink ones. Go pink.
any country you want,
Pink's
any color,
Asia,
and you'll be
so-
asking me, you'll be reading the country or the capital, and I will tell you
All right, here we
the
go.
country or the
Do you
capital.
go first or second? Guess the number
do
between
I,
one and
do we
pi.
want to keep score?
Sure.
And our listeners can play at home. We won't answer immediately, so that you'll have time to write down your answers.
Oh, that was directed at me. I'll try not
Oh.
to.
Was it? I was directed kind of toward me too.
Okay. So,
Now, for
keep track of your score and send it to us.
sure, tell us if you did better than us.
No
I did not do any special preparation for the show.
Me neither.
So
I mean,
and the other caveat is that these are from 1991. So
Some of them may have changed.
yes,
Looking at you, Czechoslovakia.
yes,
USSR.
Yugoslavia.
Was the USSR
No, that was
90?
like
That was
80.
89, wasn't it?
This game came out after the breakup of the Soviet Union
So there's all
and-
the stands in it.
Duh.
and the breakup of Yugoslavia. But I believe Czechoslovakia is still a thing.
Czechoslovakia.
Yes.
It's funny, though,
Come
because
and
some
go.
places I go in, they still don't accept Czechs.
Or Slavs.
Well, they don't say anything about
Well,
Slavs.
you have to have a shirt on.
Oh, well, yeah, that...
Okay,
Oh, my gosh.
I'll give you the first question, and you guys can.
Boop, 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 boop.
Okay, so
I feel like I'm in Jeopardy.
I don't know if I should read the top card
Yeah, it's really easy, isn't it?
because it's way super easy.
What is it?
So I'll read the third question on the card.
Okay.
Because that will be...
What continent is South Africa in?
Right, exactly.
South America?
So
one that has South in the name.
Here's the first question.
Okay.
Name a state that begins with the letter F.
Florida.
Flew Hampshire.
Fourth Dakota.
Fourth Dakota. I prefer Fourth Carolina. Oh.
Florida.
I don't know if
We're gonna go with
if you
Florida.
gave enough time for the listeners.
Oh, darn it.
I'm sorry.
See, that's why I led with a joke one.
Sorry, Bob.
Okay, that was a joke one. That's to get us started.
Okay.
What was there starts with F, though?
That's the only one that starts with F.
Oh.
Flew Hampshire. No, just kidding. All right, here's a real one, and we'll give
a
few
moment.
seconds. O'Hare International Airport is in what city in 1991?
I know this one.
They moved in 1993, so hopefully you get this right.
Okay.
Is this enough time?
Yes.
Chicago.
Close. It's Chicago.
Oh. Thought I had to start with an F still.
Go.
All
So
right.
did we get a point
You're
for
up.
that?
Yes, you guys get a point.
All right.
Oh, you're going to do Europe first? Just kidding.
The pink. 198.
Oh, I have to... Oh, we're going to do it that way. I was
Also
thinking
do it.
for the listener, you could read either the capital or the country, and I would give the
This
other.
is an easy one.
Well, yours was an easy one.
So, okay. What is the capital of Asia?
Wait a second. There's no capital of Asia.
So the
Asia City?
Country is Japan. Japan.
And the capital,
The capital is...
I'm giving time for the listener. Tokyo.
Why do you just say listener?
Fokio.
There could be more than one.
The listeners.
Listen, nerds.
The listenerin.
The listeners.
Listen,
Yeah.
nerds. That's what,
That's what our listeners are called.
Yes, that's right.
That is correct.
You
Yes.
get
What?
a point.
Is the...
Just one.
Oh, just one?
Yeah, we're not
I
doing
should
the...
have picked a different one.
Yeah.
That's the currency.
Yen.
No, we're not doing currency ones.
He just wants capitals. He knows every
Oh.
capital in the world.
Okay, guys, are you ready for this?
All right. How many total questions are we doing here?
Until the
boxes.
listener gets bored.
Okay.
Listener.
I will gauge
Listener.
the attention, the waititude of the listener.
Thank you. What cap was named for a Moroccan city?
Do you know any Moroccan cities?
I was just looking at some online yesterday.
A beret?
Oh.
There's one called
Baseball. Cap.
Doctor Who thinks they're cool. Oh, I shouldn't give you hints.
A tam?
Fez.
Is that your answer?
Fez. We'll go with Fez.
Fez is correct!
Yes! I hand touch.
Fez. What the Fez?
All right, what's going to happen
We got
next?
11. You only got one.
It's exponential.
Oh,
No, it's that wouldn't be exponential.
What state is
Factorial.
known as the Buckeye State?
Okay, you may answer.
let me think about this. The Buckeye State. Is it Ohio?
Yes, I was like, let's not like follow college football at all.
That was not a country or a...
It
Capital.
wasn't. It was
That's weird.
Lincoln. It was. It was just a...
Are you just putting it in the middle?
That's where I pulled it from.
Put it on the end so you don't accidentally pick it again.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's what you do with your nose.
Whoa. All right,
It's
next
11 to 11.
question. Good luck.
Oh, no.
In what town is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology?
MIT is in... I have stuff with the name of it all over in my work stuff.
Yeah.
It's in Cambridge?
Could be. So is Cambridge, though.
I don't know. It's in
Is Columbus a state?
Chicago.
It's what other states or cities are in Massachusetts?
Boston.
It's not in Boston. It's Cheers. It's in the bar cheers.
It's inside the bar cheers.
We'll go Cambridge.
That is correct. Woo! Good job, boys.
All right, we're up to 111 points.
It seems like there's... you only got 11.
The next question is, I'll do it.
Spell
then.
it.
What country has the official language of Laos?
I didn't know we were doing languages.
Oh.
He didn't study those.
What is the capital of Laos?
Vientiane or something like that. Vientiane.
Yes, I couldn't pronounce it. I was going to go the other way, but I couldn't pronounce it.
Oh. Well, I don't know if I pronounce it any
We're all
better.
tied up.
Because I'm not Laotian.
You don't speak
Laotian.
Lao?
Yo, Leo.
Yodelay-yo. All right, this is going to be a tricky one.
Oh, boy.
What state's nickname is the Lone Star State?
Lone Star.
Only one man would dare use raspberry jam.
There was a Lone Star cafe, or not cafe,
Market?
between our houses where we lived to get close together.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
on
yeah.
Lone Star Street.
Yes, it was. Is that enough of a pause for the
Yes.
listener?
Texas! Oh, wait. Texas.
Correct. Deep in the heart of Texas.
I think we should get 2 points for that one.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Tim.
It was easier than Cambridge.
Oh,
So you
this is
get
an
more
easy
points
one.
for easy
No.
ones?
That's just
That's not...
Which country?
Hey, I gave you an easy one just now.
Which country on this card has the official language of French?
you have to read the countries on the card.
There's only one other country on the card.
Well, then give the capital.
What country has the capital of Brazzaville?
Armtown?
Brazzaville?
Dairy Queen.
Brasa is your R. Oh, that's Brasso.
The answer is the Republic of Congo.
Oh, I thought when he said Republic, I thought he was going to be wrong. Oh, it was Congo. It
Oh,
doesn't
what-
say it's a Republic.
Was that
though.
before the...
That was back when they had Zaire, probably.
Yeah, that was
Because
before
now
the...
Zaire is called the Democratic Republic of Congo, and the Congo is called the Republic of Congo to differentiate them.
Kind of like China and Taiwan.
Sure. Oh,
The PRC and the ROC.
and
ROTC?
People's
BVD.
Republic is mainland China.
Okay.
Oh, you get a point.
Oh, thank you. Where can
tied.
you buy apples with yen?
Yenin? No, I'm just kidding.
Best answer so far.
By Yenin.
The answer is... Japan?
Correcto.
Do they have apples there? Fiji apples, I guess, huh?
No, those
Fuji
come from
apples.
Fiji.
Oh,
Fuji
apple. That's what I meant.
It's a picture of an apple.
Fiji apples.
What?
What time is
What's
it?
the capital of Nauru
Ooh, this one's a hard one.
in 1991?
Oh,
I didn't even know there was a place called Nauru.
It's a island.
Oh.
in the Pacific
It's through the
Ocean.
wardrobe. You have to go in the back of the
Oh,
wardrobe.
that's right. There's
I'm thinking it might be one of
Fawns
the
there.
funny sounding ones, but I'm thinking it might not be. It might be Yaren.
That's incorrect.
that's a car. It's a Toyota Yarin.
What is the answer?
There is no capital of
Oh, tricky.
Nauru.
Tricky.
It's a tricky one.
More like Naront.
All right.
Narmi, maybe?
Nauru.
Okay, guys.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. He picked a
what-
hard one.
In what state is the capital named for Kit Carson?
I know this one. Starts with an F.
No. M-O-O-N.
California.
That
Just kidding.
Favada.
Nevada.
It's Nevada.
Nevada.
Whose capital is Carson City.
Nevada.
Oh, it's not
Get a
Reno?
point.
Just kidding.
No, that is the biggest little city in the world.
Ballerino.
They also
Is it
have the
Winnemucca?
they also have the largest or the world's tallest midget and the world's largest pony.
Oh. The bearded man. No. What is the capital of France?
In 1991?
In 1991.
I believe, sir.
If we had not intervened in World War II, what would have been the capital of France?
Berlin.
Oh. Paris is the answer.
Paris is correct.
Paris.
This side.
Yeah.
You need to actually put it in the box, not the lid.
And stop setting on the table because it makes a boom.
That's how they know it's the next round.
Oh, okay.
It's a sound effect.
Oh, boy.
Do not look behind the curtain.
Name the 2 states that are shaped like rectangles in the U.S.
I know.
Whoa.
What was that?
That was the shifting of
The
a
G.I. Joe's got a
warthog.
little crazy.
Oh
there.
boy. It knows that it
long
is
enough of a weight?
Colorado
Yes,
and
Kansas.
Wyoming.
What's Kansas shaped like?
Like the slave one.
So your answer is Colorado and Kansas. Is that your final answer?
No,
No, apparently not.
Wyoming, isn't it?
I need consensus
I
here.
thought Kansas was square-ish.
No, it's like got a
rhomboid?
notch out of it.
Kansas does?
Think so. Here, we'll Google it.
What's the final answer?
We'll go with St. Jimmy.
Colorado and Wyoming.
Correcto.
What's Kansas shaped like then?
A rectangle.
map here?
Yes, you want to show him? It's the pink one.
Okay.
It's
So,
the pink one?
this
They're all
is
pink.
Colorado. No, yeah,
It's
that's
the
Colorado.
pink
That's
continent.
Wyoming. This is Kansas. 31.
Oh, that's Nebraska.
Oh,
Nebraska's got the big notch on
Oh,
it.
look at
oh,
32.
it must be 32.
It's close enough to a rectangle. Don't have me survey our property.
All right, we're gonna give ourselves 2 points for that.
I'm glad I
One
went with
point.
you.
Okay.
I'm glad I
All
went
right.
with you on that one.
The next question is the daily single. It is worth
I'm not
a
the second
single
anyway.
point. How much wood?
What is the capital of Papua New Guinea?
Ooh.
Mama New Guinea.
This is
P,
Takes-
N, and G. Those are the capitals of Papua New Guinea.
yes, this is
The
a
capital
country
letters.
that is just north of Australia.
I didn't ask to say that.
I know, but I'm giving time for our listener to
What's the language? The language
It's
is Pidgin
Port-
English.
Port Moresby.
Motu. Oh, yes, that is the correct capital.
Okay.
I was like, no, it's Pidgin English. It says in the card is the language. If you want to buy something, buy it with a kina.
You got a point.
All right. I need all the points I can get, apparently.
Yeah, we're too good at geographics.
So you are, I guess.
Oh, boy. In what city is the Kremlin located?
That's where University of Idaho is, right?
Is it in Moscow or is it in St. Petersburg?
I think it's in Moscow.
Okay. We're going to say
Moscow.
Moscow,
Which one?
Russia.
Russia,
Correct.
not Idaho.
I've been to the one in Idaho.
I've never been to Moscow, Idaho.
I've been there once.
I'm not sure I have either.
I work with a guy from there.
One of my good friends went to college there. And I visited him while he was attending that college.
Weird.
Collage. What country's capital city is Kingston?
Kingston or Kingstown?
Kingston.
Okay, that would be
I might know this one.
I know this one.
Jamaica, man.
Nope, just Jamaica.
Oh,
Oh no, I dropped the
because there is a capital that's Kingstown.
I know.
Oh.
South Africa.
Wrong.
Oh, that's Jamestown. No, that's South Africa's. It's a town.
Pretoria.
Oh,
All right. So is this the final round?
The final round, I'm behind by a point.
Okay.
If we get it right,
have
we
to
win.
get the entire card right for the points on
What?
these ones.
You want to get the entire card right?
Yeah, and then you have to get the same thing.
Oh, my.
It makes it more difficult. Maybe.
Okay, well, let's try this. Is Russia the largest country in the world in 1991?
By population or landmass?
It just says, is Russia the largest?
So that or Canada. I think Russia is. Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
That was the easy
Do
one?
we get a point for that?
On what two
Doing a point per
continents-
question?
I think we're doing per card.
Okay.
On what two continents is Russia?
Let's wait for the listeners. Or listeners.
Oh, I forgot. We were waiting.
That's long enough. If you haven't got it now, should not listen to the show. Europe.
Yes.
Asia
Correct.
and Antarctica. And the moon.
Antarctica, you mean.
All right. What is
Arctic.
the most populous city in Russia?
In 1991.
Yes.
It's either Moscow or St. Petersburg. I have an invisible coin. St. Petersburg has more letters.
That's true.
Should we say that one?
Sure.
St. Petersburg!
It's Moscow.
Oh, no!
Name the second most populous city in Russia.
St. Petersburg.
Correct.
Stalingrad.
Okay. Within 10 million, what is the population of Russia in 1991?
170,000 million people.
7 people.
170 million.
It's 150 million. You got within
So no, they were
million.
183 million in 2015.
Whoa.
Oh, good job.
Because I looked
Weird.
up stats of population.
All right, if he doesn't get every question right, we win.
Oh.
Isn't that what we said?
Yes.
We didn't get every question right.
I know, so he's only down by
Oh.
1.
Gotcha.
North America.
Oh no. Oh, the last question will save us.
Oh, great.
What is the state?
I don't know the number.
32.
Kansas.
Weird.
What?
Okay.
What is the
The
capital?
Buckeye State.
The square state. Hold on, I'm waiting for the
it's-
listeners.
A rectangle.
It's Topeka.
It's pronounced Topica.
I don't think so, Tim.
Yeah, haven't you heard of Topica pudding? What is that?
Tapioca.
Oh,
Topeka cream.
tapioca. Topeka.
Topica, eh?
Topekana.
What is the state nickname?
I almost said Tornado State, but I know that's wrong.
What is their currency?
The Prairie State.
Wrong.
Oh.
Sunflower State.
How would you know that?
No one
unless
would
you
know
lived
that.
in Kansas.
They have lots of seeds.
Wah, 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 wah.
What an ashtray.
What else is on there?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
what's the
smoke.
last one?
Smoking is a filthy habit.
Let me read it.
What is the date of state capitalhood or statehood?
Name the date of statehood. The year.
1870.
Ooh, close.
Oh, 1861.
You're within a
Oh,
decade.
before the Civil War.
You're within a
We are
decade.
the champion,
All right.
my friend.
Good job.
Oh, so apparently you suck at geography.
Yeah, you're not very good.
You lost to us.
Well, to be fair,
We got the easy questions.
I gave you guys quite a...
I'm proud of myself of pulling out the card that had no state or country capital. I also enjoyed my joke about the capitals of Papua New Guinea being P, N, and G.
Yes, that's very good.
That was fun.
It was better than I thought it might be.
Well,
Oh, that's cool.
Well, I mean, just from when we talked about it
Oh.
a couple weeks ago.
oh, did we talk about this?
Not on the show, but we
Oh.
were talking about it when you were telling me you got the game.
Oh, okay.
That lady needs to get in the sun more.
I don't feel like people got the full depth of my nerdiness. With questions
I would
like
agree, but-
France and
I
Yeah.
will.
I guess we did have
You
I'll
did know
testify
the
to
capital
that.
of Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
and
Jamaica.
And you knew that
Laos.
there's a Kingston and a Kingstown.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Kingstown, that's Liberia, right?
I added cities to my Civ 2 game.
Oh yeah.
And so I just went world capitals and started doing
Oh.
them. I was like, oh, Kingston and Kingstown.
I didn't mind like Borg cities once. Like 1 of 7, 7 of 9.
Weird.
I think Kingstown is the capital of St. Vincent.
Hmm.
Let me
We'll never know.
We'll never ever know.
And that's Technerdy.
No, that was nerdiculture.
And that's Nerdiculture. And this is Technerdy.
Yes.
Did you already do that?
So this is an article on wired.co.uk,
Ooh.
and it's about a guy named Charlie Patton, and he says the world isn't short of water, it's just in the wrong place and too salty. So he's been working on technology to fix that. So there's a place called
the flag.
Somaliland. Have you heard of this place?
Somaliland?
Yes. What's the capital?
It did not exist
country.
It is an autonomous region in Somalia,
That makes sense.
and it's been suffering from a drought recently.
When we took
The
over the
capital
world,
of Somalia is Mogadishu.
Where did we start when we took over the world, theoretically?
Somalia.
Because that's a weak central government.
Yep.
Yeah, so the United Nations for 2018 asked for $1.6 billion for Somalia just to send food there and water. And this guy's like, with $1.6 billion, you could fix their water problem, and then they could grow their own food.
Or you could buy them 1.6 billion items off of the Wendy's dollar menu.
Yeah. Why
But
don't
you
they
have
just
to
do
get
that?
them there.
Yeah. So if they had a Wendy's there, so first you build a Wendy's.
Does
That's
not
like
a
less than 0.6 billion, right?
does not a melted Frosty taste the same as a frozen Frosty?
It's not as satisfying to
Especially if you
dip
drop
your
it-
fries in it.
Especially if you drop it out of like airplanes, like you would put it on a forest fire.
We're putting out a hunger fire. We're dropping all this Wendy's food.
I put my out with the square patty. Coming right now.
The sharp corners.
Corner of it. Well, they're never frozen, so it wouldn't
They're
be
shaped
hard.
like Wyoming and
Oh, no.
Colorado.
This one has a bite out of it, shaped like Kansas.
So Charlie Patton founded a company called Seawater Greenhouse.
Charlie Patton's Food Factory.
Wait, does he know that you can't drink seawater?
You can drink it if you get the salt out of it,
Oh, well,
You
yeah,
can-
of course.
You can drink it.
Obviously.
which he's going to do with
Just go insane.
I can't.
which he's going to do with sunlight, and then you will have plenty of water to drink and
So he's
grow
using
crops.
radiation.
Yes.
It's gonna turn into Godzilla water.
He's focusing on the arid regions of Africa's Horn.
So Godzilla's an animal, right?
Yeah.
Since he's got waste, probably.
Animal
Yes.
waste.
Gross. Can you imagine being in the part
Fertilizer?
of town where
It's bad enough that he
lifts the leg?
destroys
Godzilla
your building.
defecated.
I was thinking urination would
Oh.
be bad. It's raining. Oh, that's not rain. It's radioactive. It's burning my eyes.
Radioactive.
So
Our Godzilla.
Somaliland is an internationally unrecognized autonomous republic within Somalia, where he, on a 25-hectare plot near the coastline, is building.
Oh, Hector, he's my favorite Greek hero.
He's building a
Hector is?
drought-resistant greenhouse using solar power to pump seawater from the ocean, desalinate it, and then they use the water for watering crops, and then they use
The brine.
some of the water vapor to humidify greenhouses.
They
Then
use
what
the
do
salt.
they do with the brine?
They put that on tater tots.
Oh,
heavily.
brine-flavored tater tots.
Well, some of the things they're growing are cucumbers, so maybe they're making pickles.
They're using the brine to pickle things.
Yeah, I don't
Put
know.
on their Wendy's cheeseburgers.
They're also making lettuce and
Did
tomatoes.
Peter pick a pickle peppers?
So all they
No,
need is
Patton
some
did.
pigs,
Oh.
and they can make BLTs.
Patton picked a peck of pickled peppers?
In Somaliland.
Yeah.
Where's he from?
Let's see.
I guess that's racist thinking he's not from Somaliland.
He might be British.
They screwed up enough of the world, they should be fixing it. You're right.
I don't know if it
No, it's
says it as I go
Europe.
through
this. It will.
Europe.
You're right.
You're
wrong.
There he is. Oh, he's got to be, no idea. Australia.
Oh, he might be Australian.
Amsterdam.
I think I did read he might be Australian.
Abu Dhabi.
Oh, at his suburban East London office.
Oh, so,
That means
So
he
he's
lives there.
at least in
If it's
East-
French, it'd
the
be
UK now.
London,
it'd be
Netherlands.
Patton.
East London, Australia.
What's his first name?
Charlie.
Charlie Patton.
Patton.
He's French.
Anyway, so
No, it's Paton.
yeah. Anyways, it kind of talks about his early life and stuff.
That
But
seems like animal cruelty. Why would you make a whole island out of canaries? It's not a very good fill. I think it would compact too easily. It'd be loud.
Well, that's why they stopped using it, to, for fill for building highways.
Oh.
They decided to use different.
Those tomato plants, those are huge.
yeah, those are tomatoes. So
wait,
forest
tomatoes
of
grow on trees?
those
Yeah,
are
apparently.
vines. So basically, they
It's
use
not
the
moving, though, it's a
sunlight to
picture.
heat the water to boil it, and then they just
Have a distilling unit.
condense it. Yeah. And they've got these big greenhouses and
That looks white
It's
to me.
very white.
yeah. Well, that's because the stuff isn't growing much yet.
Oh man, all that money invested and it's not growing yet.
But it converts 1 million liters of seawater into fresh water each day.
How much fresh water do you get from 1 million liters?
5 gallons.
Well,
999,000
I'm assuming-
gallons. I'm just kidding.
Is that a number?
I'm assuming
there a
they don't
niter
get
there?
all of this water out because then you would just have like solid stuff to deal with. I think they like to keep it kind of liquidy.
That way they can have
Well,
saline solution for
I don't think you
eye
can
care.
take all of the water out of it. I think you'll be left with like a heavy brine solution.
You could
not
take
just
the salt
solids.
out of the salt
Right.
water, but you can't take the... No. How's that work?
Water
Unless
out
they're
of
doing
the salt
distilling
water.
a different way than I'm familiar with.
Well, if you totally dried out the salt water, you'd be left with just salt.
And you could sell it to Whole Foods
Yeah, maybe.
as Somaliland salt. Like we buy Himalayan salt. It's pink. And it comes in a thing where you grind your own salt. So it's got big rocks and then you grind it smaller. And it's really tasty on
Sounds like
tater
you're doing
tots.
some of the work for them.
So 30%
Cheaper.
of each liter is transformed into fresh liquid. So
Oh, okay.
out of a million
Wait,
liters,
So what's 30% in standard units?
Oh boy.
that's 25 American percents.
Okay.
But so it's cool because they're just using sunlight, which in East Africa is
There's lots of-
abundant. It's hot there, so the evaporation actually cools off the building by 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. So that's quite a bit, and so the plants lose less water because they're not as hot, and then they use whatever water vapor they have to keep it
And
relatively
it's all done with
humidity in there.
radiation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Radiation from the sun.
Oh, so
Otherwise
then they
known
let
as solar
the
radiation.
leftover brine just dry out into salt.
You don't want to heat the earth with conduction from the sun.
No, that will happen eventually.
Yes. But right now we get our heat from the sun through radiation.
I think we should level out our seasons so there's just no seasons and just move the earth closer during the winter and pull it farther away during the summer.
And what about the people in the southern hemisphere?
Well,
Screw
they're
'em.
tough.
Oh. Anyways,
Toughen up, Buttercup.
so they don't pump the brine back to the ocean where it would over-salinate that region.
Right.
They're saying that a lot of desalination plants do that, and that is actually
They pump
bad.
it in the
It
neighboring
probably
country
affects their
of-
efficiency.
So they're just ending up with a bunch of salt
Like I said, sell it.
that they can use for other things.
Like dump it on neighboring countries.
Yeah.
the
You
capital
try
of
growing
Somalia.
stuff. Oh.
That's how they keep other countries out, or the rest of Somalia out. Is they built a huge wall out of salt.
They build a moat around the country with
Before you can get to
filled
it, you
with
die
brine.
of thirst.
Yeah. So this article is kind of interesting too because it talked about how all of this food that they're trucking in as aid is actually hurting the local farmers because they can't sell their stuff they're growing.
Right.
So this would be a way
Unintended side effect.
for them to
Or is it?
start their own economy and produce a system where people can buy and sell.
Wait, so they're also battling rising sea levels.
Wait, so you're saying...
Well, they're taking water out, so it's
you're
actually
saying giving
helping.
things to people for free
That's what I said,
can be
they're battling the
harmful?
rising seawater.
Oh yeah,
Although,
I thought you meant
I've heard,
in a different
I've
way.
heard that some of the satellites are using to check that are losing altitude in their orbit, and that's why the oceans look like they're rising.
Well, that's one way to check it. The other way is just watch how high it comes up on the beach. Are you saying that all the beaches are also sinking?
Not all the beaches are. That's the thing. I
Oh.
also showed pictures of a rock outcropping in the Bay of... What is it?
Pigs.
No, it's in L.A. or something.
Oh. Anyways,
La la.
so I thought that was cool.
That is
This
cool.
Guy is just trying to basically save this region from starvation.
How much
So-
money is he getting out of it?
I don't know.
He's only taking 30% of the 1.6 billion.
No, that 1.6 billion is not for his
Oh.
project. That's what the UN thinks they need to just feed the people there by bringing food in from other countries. So this, and that's each year.
Right.
Once his thing is built, it will
How does
work
the UN get money?
from the countries that are part of the UN.
They tax them, or are they voluntary?
No, it's voluntary, but
For now.
the U.S. I think provides a large percentage of their funding. At least that's what I heard a few years
You
ago.
would think the United States would be into destroying people's desire to have their own economy by just giving them stuff for free.
So it sounds like last year he got about a £500,000 British pound grant from the UK.
That's heavy. That's all the paper?
Yeah. All right, that's Technergy.
And now the news. Have you guys heard the news?
Sometimes.
So I had just an update on the story that St. Jimmy talked about a couple weeks ago about the Chinese space station that is
Going to
gonna
re-enter.
re-enter the atmosphere,
Mm.
becoming a land station. Or an ocean station. They're opening an ocean station.
Hopefully.
They tied the
Fish
window.
don't.
It's now, I think, between March 25th and April 6th.
I bet it
can look
lands
if
on
you
April
open
Fool's
my
Day.
article so I can see it.
Easter.
I guess that as time's been going on, they've been able to like narrow in their focus.
Where it's going to land.
No, it's when March 30th and April 6th. So I got one of the dates right.
So they're planning for it to hit the...
Because oddly enough, we don't know enough about our own atmosphere to tell. I mean, it varies, so you can't really predict how much slowing action is caused by the atmosphere.
why don't we just fire Tesla cars at it?
I heard a Tesla car in a million years or so could come back and hit Earth.
Ooh,
That'd
fun.
be ironic.
And right now it's going approximately 40,000 miles an hour. So
Whoa.
it's got the fastest
We now
car.
have a better
Oh, no.
idea of when
Oh,
They
no!
have
Why?
a better idea
We
of how
know.
to have...
Should I do this guy's news voice for the rest of my story? We now have a good idea of when the Chinese satellite will re-enter
Please
the
don't.
atmosphere.
So you're 10 times more likely to get hit by lightning than you are by a space station.
Well, no.
10 million
10 million times
times.
smaller
Oh,
the yearly chance of getting
I was
hit
going to
by
say,
lightning.
that still seems pretty high, but
But
You
you
get to
may
sue?
still be able to survive a lightning strike, right?
yeah,
I don't
China's
think you-
talked about
I
blowing it
don't
out
think
of
you'd
space with a
survive being
laser.
hit by a space station.
that'd be cool.
They just want to shoot stuff at lasers at stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think lasers would be a good option. Or just tell people where it's going to land, because eventually they're going to be able to tell what's going to hit. You could probably give people plenty of notification.
Yeah. As it gets closer, we'll know more.
Right. My other news story is people have created a fish-like robot so they can study fish better.
Does it go well with chips?
Not yet.
Robot chips.
It's 18 inches long, and it has
Computer chips.
it swims like a fish, and it looks enough
Does
like
it
a fish.
smell like a fish?
Other fishes don't seem to be bothered by it. In fact, it said some of them fish would swim next to it for a while.
Try to mate with
Hey,
it.
buddy. Now, I had a different take on this story because
I'm
yeah,
sure
it's
you
good.
did.
It's good to take video of fish, that aren't scared, so you can kind of study their actual habitat. But at this point, they have to be like 32 feet from it, as far as I can go.
Oh.
There's no wires, but apparently it's hard to transmit stuff through water.
Huh.
But I'm just envisioning in the future when OceanNet takes over and starts making shark-sized ones.
Oh.
With
Mecha
lasers
Sharknado.
attached.
Mecha Sharknado.
Mm.
It's a subsidiary of Skynet, if you didn't get the OceanNet.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was just picturing big fishing nets.
But I guess it has like air bladders inside the tail of it, like one on each side.
Mhm.
So then it will move the air from one side to the other, and it causes it to undulate the tail. And it's kind of a soft fish, so it undulates and moves like a fish.
I think that's how submarines work, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
I undulated once.
Oh, sounds personal. DVD doesn't
Anyways,
know where to go from there.
Sorry, Mom.
If we made it out of something that's edible, then as the fish population decreases, we'll have something to eat.
That's what we need, edible robots. Then we don't have to fear them.
Yeah.
Just eat them.
And then to end my news, I would like to info from Jordan Peterson. I was listening to I was taking basically a psychology class on
Yeah,
YouTube.
JP?
Yep. Yeah, you know me.
No, I don't.
No. But anyways, he was talking about a coral that when it's first organism, it has a brain until it latches onto a rock, and the first thing it does is digest its own brain.
Whoa.
Yummy.
Where he was saying that brains are a organ for moving you around, and if you get stationary, you'll lose your brain. So
Oh.
the more you know.
Did you know barnacles are born with one eye? They grow two more, and then when they reach adulthood, they lose two.
Weird.
I didn't even know barnacles had eyes until I learned this fact.
Me neither.
I didn't either. Are they pirates?
I
I've
just
got
thought they hanged out in bars a lot.
I've got a small quiz for you, both of you.
What?
I was just thinking about it since we were talking about what two continents is Russia in.
Incontinence?
I thought I'd ask you a couple more questions, like what two continents is Turkey in?
Africa and Asia.
No, it's Asia and Europe, isn't it?
Correct. What about
Oh,
Denmark?
good question.
Denmark. So are you like counting
Europe,
Greenland?
and Africa.
Yes.
Oh, North America
Oh.
and Europe.
And finally, France.
France is in Europe
And Africa.
and Africa.
South
No,
America.
I meant South. You screwed me up. What about Spain?
Spain is in Africa and Europe.
Yeah, they have two cities in.
In 1830, what continents was Great Britain in?
Incontinence.
Most of them is the answer.
No, it's interesting that France owns a land
Here's a question. Is
in
Hawaii North
South
American?
America, just the
Yeah,
same way that we have
is
Alaska.
Netherlands used
Is
to
Hawaii
also, I think.
North American?
Hawaii?
Or is it Asia?
Oceania. Oceania.
It's Australia.
Oceania.
It's Australia.
Oceania.
Oceania!
Exactly.
All right, let's go on to
That's the news.
consumption.
Okay.
Nice one.
Thank you. I've just been watching TV shows.
The first one's
Okay.
just about a religious experience for women.
No. So I finished season 3 of Broadchurch.
That's sexist.
Sorry,
I can't
Mom.
believe you said that.
Or as my wife and I come to call it, Beach or Birch Beach.
That's weird.
It's because I couldn't think of the name at one point.
Oh.
we just put random words together.
They say crime who?
Crime Who. So it's got David Tennant in it,
Oh.
and the guy that plays
Barty
Rory
Crouch.
in Doctor Who.
Oh.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't say another show.
Huh?
I didn't want to offend some listener, so I'm
Oh,
not going to say
okay.
what the other show was. I don't like that they like.
Anyway,
That's
Broadchurch
only
was
Rory.
interesting. It's
Oh.
a pretty good series. So I've talked about the first and second series. They have the first one. They're solving a murder. The second one,
Committing a murder.
no, they're
Oh.
they're also solving like a cold case in there, but meanwhile they're also doing the court case
I can see like
for the
the
first
parliamentary
murder.
system.
Oh.
And then the third
Or
one,
the judicial system there.
they're trying to the third series they're trying to solve a rape.
Hmm.
And then but you also are seeing how the family that had their kid killed in the first season is coping with their life and moving forward and things like that. So.
Interesting. Yeah, I reminded my wife that we'd been watching series 1 of that show. And so it's like, well, let's see if we'll watch season 2. And so she went to it, and it said that we should be on episode 8 of it. I looked at her accusingly. She'd watched it without me.
Oh.
Oh, busted.
So we watched something different.
It's a good show, though.
I
I think it's cool because a lot of the cop procedural shows in the U.S. is like they solve a murder an episode.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like 45 minutes and everything's cut and dried and
That's
they
how we
arrest
do things
them, and
over here.
that's the end. But this one, you actually see the whole process from, trying to find the killer, trying to convict the killer, what the whole thing does with your family.
They did a great job of not giving away stuff.
Yeah, it's really good too because they don't tell you up front who the killer is. You're going along with the detectives trying to figure out what's happening.
That sounds good.
And so it can be really frustrating at times, but it's...
Well, they're not called detectives, right? They're
DI...
Detective Inspector and Sergeant.
Yeah,
something.
and DS.
Slaughter.
Detective Sergeant.
DR Alacarty and Detective Sergeant.
Alacarty? Like you can pick what you want?
No. And then we just finished watching today the first season of 12 Monkeys.
How much poo throwing was there?
None.
Oh. Not a documentary about
No.
a troop of monkeys?
So 12 Monkeys it's based on the movie with Brad Pitt, I believe.
Yes.
I haven't seen that movie.
It's strange.
I bet.
There's time travel involved, right?
Yeah, the basic premise is it's the year 2043 and
Do you know where your children are?
and a pandemic disease virus has wiped out most of humanity.
I wouldn't have thought pandas would make it that far.
And it started in 2017.
That's last year.
Well, this season 1 took place, was on the air in 2015, I believe. So anyway, they have a time machine and they send someone back into 2000
Year 2000.
15 so to try to stop the disease from spreading. And so he's jumping back and forth from the past.
So he just kills the first people to get sick.
Well, he's thinking all I have to do is kill this guy because we're pretty sure he's the one that started it, and then the timeline will reset. Well, he doesn't go as planned, obviously. It's pretty interesting season. There's some big twists and turns that happen that you don't see coming. So
cool.
I'm not sure if we'll watch season 2. Had a pretty big cliffhanger, but we found it's not very efficient to borrow TV shows through the Netflix DVD service.
Especially if you want to be as surprised at the end of Serenity as everyone else was that was watching on TV. Because I hadn't heard the news then.
Because usually there's not enough time in an evening to watch an entire disc
Right.
that they send you that has 4 or 5
For most
episodes on it.
Unless you're really dedicated at watching things.
So, yep, but that's what I watched.
Cool. I finally saw Batman versus Superman.
Oh, it's about time.
Yeah, I'd already seen Justice League.
Isn't
so.
it based on the fact that they can't think of many moms' names in DC Comics?
Yeah, it was kind of weird that they both have the same name, Mom, and the whole plot hinges on that. On Batman finding out that Superman's mom has the same name.
What's his name was yoked in this, though.
Well, it gives him enough pause to have some sense talked into him.
Well, he was really inefficiently killing Superman. Like, he could have killed him immediately.
Subconsciously, he
emotional
didn't want to.
aspect to it.
Yeah.
He wanted to stretch it out and make him suffer.
Which is the biggest mistake that villains always make.
Yeah, if you just
Say
like...
Batman's a villain?
Oh, shoot.
If your goal is to kill someone, just do it. Don't drag it out. You're just giving them more and more opportunity to not be killed.
Well, subconsciously, you don't want to actually kill them.
The movie did not invoke many feelings in me. I just...
It was a blah movie.
Yeah. I thought a lot of the decisions made in it were not realistic.
Mm.
Especially like, oh, they're in space. Let's just launch a nuke. It's like, yeah, okay. That seems like something you would do. Just on a whim at the last second. It was weird. Yeah.
Well.
And I noticed a couple things.
You took notes?
Yes, I took notes. In the credits, they listed the actresses that played both Batman's and Superman's mothers, but both of their fathers were in the movies also.
They didn't list them
but they did not list the actors that played their dads.
Was the actors that played the moms more famous?
No, Kevin Costner played Superman's dad.
Costner. Maybe they didn't want to be credited? Oh, that's weird. That is weird.
That's sexist.
And I wrote down a note 10 minutes, but I can't remember what that was about.
Well, it's just like...
There's 10 minutes of brooding from Batman.
That reminded me of, Matt Smith, who played Doctor Who?
Yeah.
No.
He's in a TV show now with some other actress. And it came out that he's making so much more than the other actress.
He's better.
And so people are trying to
shame him
into giving his surplus of...
It's because it works with some actors. I've heard some actors have actually done that.
Yeah, like Marky Mark.
Yep.
Which is just like, well, of course he's making more. He's more famous.
Right.
Anyway, that's just something that I saw.
Well, on the Enginerdy Show, both genders make the same amount of money. No, we don't have any... We don't make any money, and we don't have any female actresses or male actresses.
If we do, they're really good. The female actress. It's on the show.
The other thing I watched was an animated movie from Pixar called Coco.
I'm sorry.
It was really good. It was awesome.
Chocolate?
No.
Cocoa Puffs?
It's
Coco Chanel?
Most of the movie takes place on Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead.
Oh.
And it's about how the people in...
I think they won an award at the Oscars or something.
It was...
I've heard from a lot of people that it's really good, but I don't understand what it's about.
So, it's about...
I've really had no
an
interest
hour and 48 minutes.
It's really good. I liked it. The music is good. It's basically... There's this family... I guess it's somewhere Spanish-speaking.
Mexico.
Is it Mexico?
I think so.
They never really say.
Well, the people that made it were...
Oh, maybe they do say. Anyways, it's probably in Mexico.
Do say? Is that a Mexican word?
It's not present time, because I don't think anybody had electricity.
Oh, so it could be like...
It could be modern
Guatemala.
day Mexico.
I don't know, but they might have said Mexico. But anyways, it's basically...
That was a dig at Mexico.
About this family that...
Sorry, Mexican listeners.
They're basically...
Listenerdos.
They don't allow anyone in the family to listen to or make music because...
so it's kind of like Footloose.
Oh, it's Footloose. Animated Footloose.
Their great-great-grandmother's husband left her to become a musician. And so she outlawed music in the family.
So no one else would leave to become
musicians. And then
what a horrible wench.
Her great-great-grandson, though, loves music. But...
Is she dead?
The original chick is dead.
Well, who cares?
But then his grandma, the kid's grandma, is still bands music. But on the Day of the Dead, he accidentally goes into the dead world. I don't remember what they call it. But the place where all the dead people hang out. But they can come to the living world, but only on that one day, and only if their family has their picture up in their ofrenda.
Is there a pottery spinning wheel involved?
No. But he's still alive, but he's
Oh.
trapped there, and he has to get the blessing from a family member to send him back.
And he has to go across the river Styx.
But
Well,
the
listen to
only
Styx.
one that will do it is the grandma, but she
Doesn't
will
like
only
it.
send him back if he promises not to do
What
music.
an evil woman.
So he has to go find the husband that left her to get him to send him back.
This sounds like it's hostile towards women.
It was very funny, and the music was good, and I really liked it, and it was very touching at the end.
Okay.
So I recommend it.
So 3D.
It's hard to explain, but
That's probably why.
and there's a
haven't
dog.
heard a explanation until now. What it's
I had
kind of
no
about.
idea what to expect, but it was a really good movie. So I can describe it in 2 words: amazing.
Okay.
I can describe the first one on mine in 2 words. Depressing. 1984.
I bet.
Wow.
I read the book. I have never seen the
I've
show.
read the book.
I've watched the 70s movie, and I think this is the newer one.
Oh.
Depressing.
Did it come out in 1984?
No happy ending, just so you know.
I think
Right.
it just came out
It's
like this
awful.
year or something. It might
It's
be
in
an
the future.
Amazon
It's in
original.
1984.
Oh, it's on Amazon?
It's on Amazon.
Yeah,
Amazon Prime?
yep.
Hmm.
I think Amazon may have made it.
Maybe, I don't know. I couldn't tell what year it was actually. Yeah, if you like a dystopian, like political statement, depression riddled movies, watch it. It's great.
So it's like the book.
Right. And then I did watch another one that was really good. We watched Darkest Hour, which has
Oh.
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman in it.
I've got that on my
And
DVD
he was
and
great in
Netflix
it.
list.
Although a couple of times you couldn't understand what he was saying, but that makes him even more like Winston Churchill. Because oftentimes that was one of the people's complaints was he kind of mumbled a little bit,
Yeah.
but he was a great orator, and it was a very, very entertaining movie. My wife and I both loved it. It won awards as well at the Oscars, I think.
Uh-huh.
And then I started watching this documentary. There's multiple episodes. I only watched episode 1 of it, but it's about Antelope, Oregon, which
2018.
in 1998 or 1981, I mean, that had 40 people was the population of Antelope, Oregon.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, there was
How many of those were antelope?
there was a mystic guy in India that got a huge following, including a lot of Americans. And all of a sudden, in the early 80s, he and I think it was like
1880s or 1980s?
1980s,
Oh.
50,000, or that's what their plan was to have eventually 50,000 people going to live on a ranch in Antelope
Was there Kool-Aid
and taking
involved?
over their possible. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far in the thing.
Oh, okay.
It looks like it ended with people being arrested and
Mm.
one of the main women involved still on the run in the United States asking certain countries to send her back for prosecution. But it's very interesting. I didn't know this happened. It's like, and they interviewed some of the town folks. It was like, yeah, if I just came up to you and told you about this, you wouldn't think I was talking about a book or a movie. Very interesting. Very interesting.
I think I've heard about that.
I talked to my wife about it, and she had actually listened to a podcast that talked about it, and I noticed she was watching episode 1 of this documentary earlier. And I heard about it from a friend at work. That's why I watched it. So I'd seen it on there, but I was like, it looked weird. I didn't want to watch it. And then he told me about it. I was like, oh, that does sound interesting.
Huh.
And then I watched or finished Jessica Jones season 2.
Oh,
Ooh, I
is
saw
it
the
good?
first episode.
I liked it a lot.
Oh, good.
LFG was talking about it and said that he felt like lots of it was over emotional. I was like, you mean a TV show where 90% of the cast is women was emotional? I thought it was really good. I thought Jessica Jones, the first season, was one of my favorite of that universe's Marvel shows. And this one didn't disappoint. It was really good. I liked the way it went, and
So far, I've seen the first episode of season 2, so.
it turns out really good.
I think I would like to watch it.
Also kind of depressing and dark, but
Hmm.
in a entertaining way for me. And then I bought a video game. I think it was like a year ago, but it was one my wife didn't want me playing with the kids, and I understood that. That's fine. I keep on bumping that. But I'm working a schedule that allows me to be home on Mondays.
Oh, yeah.
And so I played it for a long time on Monday after I did some of my chores. So far, I've been really good about getting work done and then playing.
Nice.
But Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm a big fan of previous iterations, and San Andreas has been my favorite one. This one has a totally weird quirk to it where there's 3 main characters in the game. And I just got to the point where all 3 of them are options you can pick from at pretty much any time.
Huh.
And one of them I went to one of the other characters' houses, and it was like, you can meet up with him if you switch characters and have him come home. And it can kick off in the next part of the game.
Interesting.
And they're all totally different characters. And the last one you get to play as is a psychopath, like nut job. But it's kind of fun.
Cool.
If you like driving.
Someday
cars.
I'll have a PlayStation 4 and I'll get that game.
Oh, and each character has their own like special ability. So one of them, when you're driving in a car or a vehicle, if you press down both of the sticks, you'll go into a slow motion mode, so you can do like crazy weaving in and out of traffic, like your traffic concentration or something. Another guy, you can do that when you're in a gun battle. It slows everything down. So
bullet time.
For just you. And then the third guy just goes into a rage where he's really hard to kill.
But sounds like fun.
Have to come over and play sometime.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played one of those games.
It's not for everyone.
Spent many an hour playing them. I'm replaying San Andreas right now.
But it's in the same city as San Andreas, but the city's changed a lot. But some of the stuff you kind of recognize, well, this is kind of...
Oh.
I was trying to find Grove Street, which... San Andreas, you follow the life of a guy that comes back for his mom's funeral and kind of gets back into the gang life in the 90s.
Yeah.
Taking territories, gang territories in that game is probably one of the funnest
Yeah.
video game experiences I've ever had. It's so much fun. And that's my consumption.
All right.
Kind of short list this week.
Yeah.
Yay. I mean,
All right. Does anybody have any nerd cred?
not that I can think of.
So, I like to have dreams where I'm being chased by
Yes,
zombies
yes, we know.
and or killing zombies. Well, we've been rewatching Walking Dead, my wife and I. And the other night, we'd only been asleep less than an hour, and all of a sudden she was like frantically trying to get away from her side of the bed. And she was like, yeah, I just had a zombie dream. I was like, yes. And she's like, no. So it was good though. I thought it was good.
So I was saying something about a friend of mine was talking about Pi Day, and I was complaining that as soon as my wife starts celebrating nerd holidays,
They're not fun anymore.
Yeah, it's no longer fun holidays. Like, you're like a hipster. I was like, no, I'm a nerdster. Part of being a nerd is liking things that other people don't necessarily like. At least not to the same level I do.
Yeah.
I learned on Pi Day you should get in on it early and not on the way home from work stop by a store, because you get picked over pies, and I end up with a pumpkin pie that was undercooked in the middle.
That's why you should make your own pie on the day before Pi Day and bring it to work. Which I've done in the past.
Like I said, I don't celebrate Pi Day anymore. It's no fun. And May the 4th is also getting kind of ruined, so I have to go to May the 5th.
I think it was 2012 Pi Day that I baked a pie and brought it to work on Pi Day. And I worked with a bunch of engineers, and a lot of them were asking, why did you bring pie in?
Well,
so
that was probably the first I heard of it.
Yeah, so it was... Got in on the ground floor, maybe?
I one
don't
year
know.
figured out what the Pi Minute was based on
Was it in
percentage of the day
2015?
done, maybe.
Oh.
No, I mean, like, yeah, March 14th, but then you got to take the next digits and figure out what. Anyway.
So like 3-something
There's lots
p.m.
of different ways you can do it.
Well, you could just take the next 4 and make that a 24
At one point,
hour.
I just said, okay, well, 3 is the March, and then it's a decimal approximation of what time a month.
That's nerd cred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We've got some feedback.
What?
Somebody named Stem Cellular followed our website. So
Oh, good job.
they do like, they talk about like biology stuff on their blog. So,
Oh, stem cell.
Oh,
Got
so
it.
they have a blog.
yes.
You haven't been following around seeing what they talk about?
No.
Oh.
And gentleman named Ryan Sanders liked one of our G.I. Joe pins on Pinterest.
I'm following so-and-so. Oh, you're on Facebook? What's Facebook?
And on Twitter, Rob Hancock tweeted us a tweet from Elon Musk that said that he and his brother were going to do a cover of My Little Buttercup from Three Amigos.
Oh.
See, as a nerdster, I'm like, we had this idea first.
Well, ours is a parody.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
So if Elon listened to the beginning of our show, he would recognize that our theme song is from Three Amigos. Or,
I'm talking, we had an idea of actually dressing up as the Three Amigos and doing this several different times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for making us aware of that, Rob.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Rob, for making Elon even more of an idol to me, I guess.
If you want to contact us, send an email to engineerdyshow@gmail.com. Or you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. You can search Enginerdy Show. Or you can go to engineerdyshow.com.
Yeah, let us know how you did on the geography quiz today.
Yeah. On engineerdyshow.com, you can link to Facebook and Twitter from each episode. Or you can support the show by clicking one of our Amazon links for your country in the top menu if you're from the US or UK. And anything you buy after clicking through our site supports the show monetarily. Thank you for listening this week. Stay nerdy.
Live long and nerdy.
Nerd or nerd not, there is no try.